a little bit more about spiritual awakening and your career, your job, and what we want to call a purpose or a mission. Is there a purpose or a mission? Not really. Everything is simply a reflection of wherever you are at any given point in time. If it's a job, it is where you are at any given point in time in terms of your consciousness. And when we have a push and pull in a particular job that we're in, it is exactly where we are vibrating at, which means we are what we attract rather than we are what. It's not about we know who we are and therefore we think this is who we are and therefore we're going to attract this. No, a lot of us don't know who we are, and therefore in terms of the psychology of us, right? There's a psychology of us, a spirituality of us. There's so many facets and aspects of us. Without the knowledge of, we cannot fathom the mechanics of why we have fetched a particular manifest reality from our field of consciousness. Now, when it comes to our job, right? As we embark on our spiritual awakening process, and the deeper you get into it and the more grounded you are in that process, so that you're now able to not only sit in it, but you're able to walk and talk your process. You're able to walk and talk in your new vibe, in your new vehicle, right? So in whichever way that your changes have come, you're quite comfortable with that and you're oozing that confidence, that neutral self. Now in that self, by this time, you've probably already changed your careers if your career was not reflecting where you wanted to be, or it is not reflecting where you are at the moment. You will have realized that, right, so that wasn't working for me. I now want to work for myself, and this is how I want to work, and this is the mode that suits me. It could be anything. And most of the time, those who are going through a spiritual awakening process will favor the arts, favor the holistic side, favor healing arts. You become therapists, healers, and a lot of us who have a calling to become healers or calling to become therapists have a calling because we ourselves need healing or are already going through our healing, which is why so many of us become wounded healers. And then you go on to becoming a spiritual teacher or an awakening guide or an awakening teacher. There are so many other things that you could choose to do, maybe a photographer. But everything that you will choose to do now during your spiritual awakening process will generally be something that is very uniting, something that comes from your heart, something that you are following your bliss. And literally you are following your bliss, because this process will give you the grit that you need to step into your own, to step into that this is the modality for me. This is who I am right now. And this is the vehicle of transformation for me. And when you do that, not only are you inspired towards what it is that you would like to do, but magically everything conspires for it. So things will work out. If you didn't have finance to start it, the finance will be on your table. You will get it. If you didn't have marketing, it'll come. Everybody that was waiting for this, right? Because remember, there will be someone who needs you to add that value, right? So there will be a recipient as well. So as you are ready in yourself, there will already be a ready market for yourself too. So as long as you are now ready, everything else around you simply falls into place. And the most amazing part of this is that it will never tire you out, right? So when you are doing that which is you following your bliss, you're following your heart in your spiritual awakening, you're going with that. People will ask you, they will wonder, how are you able to do all of these things and meditate, right? And listen and be spiritually astute, and you know what's going on. So you will not become a human doing, but all of the human doingness will suddenly become so accessible, so easy. So it won't be that you're working so hard, but you're simply able to do so much more because you've gained time. Now you've gained linear time, and the reason why you've gained linear time is because you've learned how to bend reality, and you've learned how to cross over linear time and realize that there is no linear time. As long as there's no body consciousness, there's no past. As long as there's no body consciousness, there's no karma. As long as there's no body consciousness, right, there's no linear time. We cross over, which is why we're able to travel astrally. We're able to do so many things across time and space, and you're able to access other realms. You're multidimensional. Now, being all that, right, you can cross over to another dimension, come back, and you would have gained time, and you've still got so much more on this plane. So with your career, right, let your heart guide you. Let your soul, your spirit, your bliss, your awakening be the teacher for you. You will know where to go. And as soon as you've decided and you've had that change, right, watch how everything literally turns towards making sure that that's what you do. And the other thing that will happen is, if you know that there is a calling for something and you're not doing it, there will be so many reminders along the way. Not just reminders, but whatever you're in right now probably won't be working out. So if you're in a job, it'll get staler and staler and stale. You won't like it. It'll be a bother, right? And you'll find that even people around you, because you're no longer vibrating at the same frequency, it's going to get tougher. And it'll snap, because it's only that long that you can stretch it. Because remember, you cannot coexist with somebody of a different vibrational frequency in the same space. You literally cannot share the same space, right? You cannot be together in that same space, right? That is a topic for another post, guys. Thank you for staying tuned in. Don't forget to leave me a comment. And if you haven't subscribed, please do so. So much love to you. I would love to hear your own stories. Drop me a comment about your spiritual awakening process and how many jobs you might have changed, or whether you're thinking about a career change. Lots of love. Take care.